Hi everyone, Scott Pyre, Popcorn fan here with my Captain America Civil War poster in the background. I'm going to do my official review of Captain America Brave New World. I just got home from the theater. I saw it with my mom actually, and this movie, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel leaving the theater after seeing the movie, mainly because this movie was getting a lot of mixed reception from fans and critics, and this movie had a lot of reshoots, right? Certain characters weren't always going to be in the film, but with the reshoots, they kind of added in like one or two characters maybe, and you know. I don't think it's noticeable in regards to that. I think this movie is very straightforward with its story. I like the story too. It's a good story. And I like with how much we've seen Thaddeus Ross, Thunderbolt Ross, throughout the MCU, ever since his first appearance in the Incredible Hulk movie, and seeing where his journey has gone throughout his multiple appearances through Captain America Civil War and even the Black Widow movie. It's just really fascinating that we finally get this story for him that feels a lot more earned, and the fact that William Hurt passed away, right? And they had to recast that character for this movie, and they chose Harrison Ford, and easily, hands down, my favorite performance in this film is Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross. I thought he was incredible in this movie, and I think Sam Wilson, his arc throughout the film too, was also really solid. I liked his friend, the new Falcon, and the kind of stuff that the two of them did together, and also kind of going into like the official story of this film. And I think what they do here, it's really intriguing to me. As this sort of political thriller, I think it's a movie that, similar to Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier, and also pretty much all the other Captain America movies, it's always, like, all these Captain America stories are always very politically drama heavy, and I like that about the Captain America films. It feels a lot more grounded, and the action I thought was very well done, very visceral and exciting, and that's what I really like about this movie. I like a lot of the action. It's all really well done, really well handled, and well shot. I think CGI, what can you say about CGI in the MCU? Sometimes it can be a hit and miss. Sometimes it can be really good. Definitely pretty good here in this film. I think one particular character, Red Hulk, I thought he looked really good in the film. And when we finally got the Red Hulk in this movie, it felt very powerful in a sense that it kind of gave me chills down my spine whenever Red Hulk was on screen, and it was definitely worth it. It was definitely worth it. And in a way, this movie kind of feels like Incredible Hulk 1.5, and they sprinkle a lot of Hulk stuff within the MCU films because it has been so long. There's this massive legal rights issue going on with the Hulk character, which is why it's hard for them to make another solo Hulk film. And that is part of the reason why they sprinkle so much Hulk stuff within other Marvel movies within the MCU, with the Avengers movies and this movie and even the She-Hulk show on Disney Plus. I think with what they do here, it really does feel like a direct continuation of the Incredible Hulk 2008 film, and I mean that in the best possible way. That was my favorite aspect of this movie, and I thought the main villain of this movie was an intriguing villain and very calculating. That's all I'm going to say about that, but I thought he was well handled, and people might have issues with the way that the villain looks, But I didn't have an issue with it, really. He looked the way I figured he would, after what happened to him at the end of the Incredible Hulk film. And it played really well into the main conflict of the film. And you get that kind of political kind of messaging and theming throughout this film that kind of reflects on real life, in a sense that there is that social commentary there, which I also think is well done. This movie I thought was very intriguing, in a sense that you get these characters and how, like Thunderbolt Ross, for example, you can tell there's like literal reference to maybe some things that have happened within the past few years, like in real life. And it's just really fascinating when the way they handle that. And there's this one other character in this movie who is on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show on Disney Plus, who they do a decent enough job of explaining his character. But if you've seen the Falcon and Winter Soldier show on Disney Plus, you'll get a lot more for that character if you watch that first before this. And that's another thing I want to mention. If going into this movie, I think what's worth watching is The Incredible Hulk 2008, the previous Captain America movies, the Avengers movies, and also some of the Disney Plus shows, Falcon and the Winter Soldier and She-Hulk. I think all of that is what you should watch before watching this, and you'll get a lot more out of this movie as a result. And I did. I thought it was decently well done. It was a simple story. It's easy to follow, and there's nothing wrong with that. This movie is actually one of the shorter MCU films, and I could definitely feel that. Like, going into one of my issues about this film is that because it's going at such a breakneck pace, there's not too many slow moments, and you don't get a whole lot of downtime as a result. But because of that, it does go at a breakneck pace. It's entertaining because of the visceral action that you get throughout the entire film. But the movie's runtime is literally 1 hour and 58 minutes. That's one of the shortest runtimes for an MCU film, and I did feel that. Like, it felt shorter. But at the same time, going into one of my other issues is once you get to the ending, it kind of felt... I feel like once you get to the ending, I feel like that's when I started to notice like reshoots impacting the actual film at the end, like in the ending. That's kind of where the reshoots, I think, did kind of affect the story a little bit in the ending, at least to me. But yeah, and also there is one other character in this movie who, if you've seen the Incredible Hulk film, you'll definitely appreciate this cameo, but I ain't gonna spoil that. So yes, overall, I also really liked the music too, and the cinematography, and overall, I thought it was a really good film. I just think that I could have used a little bit more. I feel like it could have used a little bit more, but also the movie is trying to do a lot, right? It's trying to do a lot with all this Hulk-related stuff, as well as Sam Wilson's story, and it is juggling a lot, and also having other references to other Marvel movies as well, and teasing what's to come. I feel like that this movie is also teasing what they will eventually do with that X-Men reboot, whenever that does happen within the MCU continuity, and I definitely think that is a really exciting. So yes, those are all my overall thoughts of this movie. If I had to give it a grade, I think I'd definitely give it like a solid B+. I think that'd be my grade. Yeah, B+ for Captain America: Brave New World. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth the price of submission. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Have a great weekend, everyone. And yeah, all right. Take care and peace.